Hi, Stacy. It's been a long time. How do you do?
Hi, Hannah. It's been a while. The last time we met at Megan's housewarming party. I'm doing great.
Absolutely fine. Actually, the reason I reach out to you is because if there's something important I want to share. Do you have some time to talk?
Of course. I'm just at home doing some chores. What's up?
You won't believe it, but I'm getting married soon.
Seriously? You're getting married? Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
But it seems a bit sudden, no? I remember you said you weren't even in a relationship.
I know. But shortly after that, fate smiled upon me and I met the man of my dreams.
That's absolutely amazing. And you're already planning the wedding.
Yes, and I thought you should be the first to share in my happiness.
I must admit I'm quite surprised. When we meet next, I'd love to meet the lucky guy. I'm curious to see who won your heart.
Out of everyone, Stacy, you're probably the only one who doesn't need an introduction to him.
What do you mean?
Because it's someone you already know. How can I introduce you to someone you're already familiar with?
Are you marrying someone I know? I wonder who it could be. I'm completely clueless. Can you give me a hint or something?
A hint? Let me think. It's someone who holds a special place in your heart, Stacy.
Someone close to me. My brother is already married with kids and Dad is traveling the world with Mom.
What? Why would I be marrying someone from your family?
Well, my family is the only group of people I care about. So honestly, I don't know who you're talking about.
You're truly hopeless, you know that? Okay, so I'll let you know. That lucky guy is Billy, your ex-boyfriend.
What? Billy? What Billy? Oh no, you didn't. That Billy?
Yes, we happened to bump into each other, hit it off, and began dating. And shortly after that, he proposed to me.
Seriously? Hannah, you're actually gonna marry my ex?
I can sense your surprise. It's probably hard for you to accept. You must be thinking, how can someone I still have feelings for end up marrying my friend? I'll give you some time to let it sink in.
What feelings?
I apologize for being the one who stole the man you dated for 5 years. Only to be dumped by him on the eve of your 27th birthday. You told me your own story.
There's really no need for you to apologize to me. It's in the past and it doesn't bother me at all.
Are you sure about that? Didn't being dumped in such an embarrassing way shatter your pride as a woman? I bet you regret letting him go and secretly hope to win him back someday. Well, sorry to disappoint you, but that will never happen.
I'm not sure what you're trying to imply, but I'm not enjoying your attitude right now.
Billy, the man you still have feelings for, is marrying your dear friend, me. He told me I'm the only woman he wants as his wife. It's impossible for you not to feel something after that, right?
Well, it does feel a little strange when an ex starts dating a friend. But honestly, it doesn't concern me anymore.
You are so mature. If only everyone could be as open-hearted as you, there would be no conflicts in the world. Despite the regret and emotions you keep hidden, you still managed to give us your blessing. You've earned my respect.
Thank you, I guess.
It's all right. I completely understand what you've been through. You are putting up a brave front for me, even though you still have feelings for him and are hesitant to reveal how hurt you truly are.
It's not like that at all, really.
It's okay to feel that way. There is no shame in holding on to feelings for someone as amazing as Billy. Especially after experiencing such a humiliating breakup, it's impossible to forget. It must be so embarrassing to not be thought of as wife material. That's why, out of the kindness in my heart, I wanted to personally invite you to our wedding. Bring all your lingering emotions to the church, and perhaps, after witnessing how happy Billy and I are, you might find a reason to let go of those feelings of humiliation.
Hey, Stacy, guess what? Another wedding invite landed in your mailbox, and it's from that friend of yours.
Seriously? I'd already declined the first one. Did she not get the message? Or is it someone else?
It's actually the same girl, Hannah. She seems quite insistent. I noticed the envelope, thought it was odd, and took the liberty of checking it out. Hope you're okay with that.
No worries. What's in there?
The usual wedding details, but there's a handwritten note that caught my eye. You better come. You have no choice.
That's a bit intense, don't you think?
Definitely. She's laying it on thick. How badly does she want you there?
Apparently, very badly. She's inching into psycho territory. It's like she's rejecting my rejection.
Exactly. Feels less like an invitation and more like an obsession. Any history between you two that might explain this?
Sort of, but not really. Either way, please mark regret for me and send it back.
Are you sure it's okay to decline again? Maybe we can shuffle things around so you can make it. Despite the weirdness, she still considers you a friend to send an invite twice.
I get that, but depending on how this unfolds, we might not be friends after this.
That sounds ominous. Are you sure you're doing the right thing?
The truth is, I'm actually busy that day. I can alter the plans. Thanks for handling it for me.
Stacy, what is the meaning of this? Why won't you attend our wedding? I thought we were friends.
I already mentioned that I couldn't make it. What else do you expect?
I specifically told you that you must come.
I don't have to do anything. I have an appointment that day, and it can't be cancelled. I had this day scheduled in my calendar months ago, before you even invited me.
What could possibly be more important in your life than my wedding? You're just upset and jealous that I ended up with Billy, and you're too embarrassed to come.
What is wrong with you? I'm truly over him. But you're bringing up old news? What are you trying to get at? It's getting annoying, so just come out and say it.
I simply want you to be honest with yourself and tell me the truth.
I'm being honest with you. It's as if you want me to feel envious of you.
That's exactly what I want. I want you to regret losing him, and I want to witness your suffering as you see what I gained and you lost. If I can derive satisfaction from that, then what's the point of getting married?
What's wrong with you?
I have finally moved on. Show me your frustration and tears so I can truly relish this victory.
Win? Victory? Frustration? What are you talking about?
Since I'm getting married in a few hours, I'll finally reveal how I truly feel. I have despised and resented you for years.
Seriously?
I made it my mission to surpass you. And today is the climax of years of built up anger.
You've hated me for years? But we've known each other since junior high.
Exactly. Throughout that entire time, I've never been able to outperform you. Whether it was in sports or exams. I always played second fiddle, making you shine.
Are you being serious right now?
All final exam scores, SAT scores, every time I've been overshadowed by you. Even the guy I like all through high school asked you to prom. Because of all this, I have hated you and desired nothing more than to finally surpass you.
I can't believe this is how you felt all these years.
So, I made up my mind to do whatever it takes to get married and live happily ever after before you. Despite never surpassing you. During our student days, I figured as an adult I could finally have my revenge.
This is ridiculous. Why waste your energy?
When I found out Billy dumped you, I saw it as my opportunity to finally retaliate for all those years of humiliation. I would never reverse all of my defeats by getting married before you. And the cherry on top was that it would be with a man who dropped you like a bad habit.
Let me get this straight, Hannah. Your marriage to Billy is simply a childish way to get back at me?
Yes, that was the plan. I'll achieve happiness by getting married before you. Right after the ceremony, we'll head to the city hall and notarize our marriage certificate. Solid proof that I achieved marital bliss before you.
This is ridiculous.
By marrying the man who dumped you in the most humiliating manner. I believe it's a perfect way to prove that I'm superior to you. Moreover, Billy is a lawyer at a prestigious firm, so my life will be filled with luxury. Today marks the end of constantly living in my shadow. Enjoy your life as an old maid while you witness my rise to high society.
It'll be a bit hard to live the life of a sad old maid because I'm already married.
No, you're not.
Well, then have a fantastic wedding and live your best life. I couldn't care less about who gets married first or who has a better life. I'll live my life and you can live yours.
But I'm first, which makes me better. So I win, right?
I had no idea you felt this way about me. To be honest, it's been very hurtful. I've been trying to distance myself from you. But it seems like that won't be enough. So from now on, let's consider ourselves nothing more than former classmates.
What do you mean when you said you're married? Why haven't I heard anything about this? Explain everything to me. When did it happen?
This morning. I submitted the paperwork as soon as the office opened today.
But why today of all days?
But I'd been planning this day for a long time. I had made arrangements to change my name on all the legal documents and accounts. There are numerous things that need to be updated if you take your husband's name. So I hope you have a plan for that.
What? Seriously?
Yes. That's why I set aside this day to take care of it all. I even took a day off work.
This can't be true. It wasn't part of my plan at all. You must be lying. All you told me was that Billy broke up with you on your 27th birthday.
It seems like we both found our husbands around the same time. After that, I met the right person and we hit it off immediately.
But it's not fair.
Meeting him was wonderful. However, soon after we started dating, I received a promotion at work and was asked to take over the main branch. I was willing to start a long-distance relationship, but he insisted on following me wherever I went. He proposed on this day because he was looking for a job in Maine the next day.
You can't be serious.
So I moved up here to settle into my new office, while he stayed in Chicago to find a job and take care of my place until the lease ended. The relocation happened so quickly that my landlord wouldn't let me break the lease, but everything worked out in the end.
But that means you never receive any of my invitations?
Sort of. My husband replied for me.
So that's what happened? I found it strange that your response letters were different. I thought you were just being tough by circling the regret option with hearts or flowers.
Did he really do that? Oh, how embarrassing.
So you're really in Maine now?
Yes, my husband found a job here and just moved yesterday. That's why we've been running around, filling out paperwork and signing forms.
You beat me again?
Who cares about winning or losing? Let's both focus on building our marriages and happy lives. I was unable and unwilling to take care of Billy. But I have mad respect for you, Hannah.
What do you mean?
I'm amazed that you were willing to marry him, despite his demands.
What demands? What are you talking about?
Oh, he didn't tell you? I'm going to quit my job in a few years, so make sure you can support the both of us. Those were his exact words. I'll send it to you. He told me that on my 27th birthday. He said I'm tired of working, so I'll quit in about 2 years. Then I'll find a part-time job, but I won't work for more than 4 days a week.
That can't be true.
He said if I agreed to these conditions, he would marry me. Can you believe it? I hope you do, because it's coming your way. Of course I turned down such a lovely offer. Then he told me I wasn't the right wife material for him and broke up with me. I haven't looked back since.
Wait a second. So he dumped you because you refused to support his lazy lifestyle?
Yeah, I suppose that's the gist of it. It's hilarious that he thinks I'm not wife material.
So that's what really happened?
That's the truth. I never expected a friend to go after another ex in a crazy plan for revenge. Turns out I was wrong. Looks like I dodged 2 bullets. Phew.
He never told me any of this.
I still have a few places to visit today, so I've got to go. I couldn't attend your wedding because I'm out of state, but enjoy yourself. From now on, let's forget about competing with each other and focus on living happily ever after with our new husbands.
Excuse me. I know you're busy, but something unexpected has happened. An individual is claiming to be your acquaintance who has arrived at our residence. Should I let them in?
Someone who claims to be my friend? Seriously, who could it be?
I asked first, and she said she is the one who sent all those invitations. Did you disclose our address to her?
She's the last person I would share that information with. What on earth is she doing in Maine? How did she find out where we live?
I have no clue, but she's here. I don't think we should let her in.
Absolutely not. Whatever happens, do not let her in. Do whatever it takes to get her out of here. I'll take care of things after that.
Got it. I'm relieved that I got a hold of you and got your take on it.
Open the door and let me in. I traveled all the way to Maine just to see you. You can't turn me away like this.
No, I never asked you to come. How did you even find my address?
Well, I did some serious detective work. Hours of searching and digging.
Impressive. Maybe you should consider starting your own detective agency.
Stacy, this is serious. After an extensive investigation, I managed to track you down to this fancy townhouse in a gated community. I had to see it for myself, and well, here I am.
You've really got too much free time on your hands.
I thought it might be false information, but I needed confirmation. It's just not fair. You must be somehow cheating at life to have it so much better than me.
Cheat at life? My husband and I work hard, and property prices are more reasonable here. Save money and you could have a place like this too.
Spare me the financial advice. I live in a cramped apartment with that deadbeat. It's just not fair.
Wow. If you're so unhappy, why not consider moving?
I would if I could. Billy quit his job after we got married. Now we have no money.
So he actually did it.
He claimed to be a modern man, willing to take care of household chores while I worked. He only told me this after we got married.
Well, that's a surprise, said no one ever.
My life is a mess now. He revealed that you broke up with him and he expressed a desire to quit his job. And since he learned from his mistakes, he promised not to disclose it to the next woman he wanted to marry.
Hidden terms and conditions. Classic.
It's so unfair. I was about to beat you. I was going to marry a lawyer. Finally, things were going my way.
A lawyer who doesn't work is just a title.
It's your fault. You should take responsibility for my misfortune. You're the reason I married him. If it weren't for you, none of this would have happened.
I'm screenshotting this conversation.
After coming all the way here, you owe me. You have extra money living in this nice house. Share some with me.
No way! You won't get a penny from us. I don't need to listen to this. I'm blocking you.
Wait! You can't do this to me!
Yes, I can, and I will. Bye. After some digging, I know that she's still married to Billy. She believes that he will soon find the drive to start again. Meanwhile, she's working 2 jobs to support them both. Despite his best efforts, he couldn't even get a job as a line chef. Sadly, he remains at home, living the life of an unemployed attorney. Seems that he has lost all motivation to work and has come to accept the situation, claiming that as long as his wife can provide the basic necessities, everything is fine.
Susan, I have something to ask. Good morning, Diane. Can I help you with anything? About the dinner last night, I believe you were not invited. How come you were there? David invited me. I planned that dinner party. I did not invite you. Why did you come to the dinner uninvited? People with common sense would certainly not show up to a party uninvited. I'm sorry. It's been 6 months since you and David got married. I've asked you before not to attend a party, haven't I? I believe I'm part of the family now that David and I are married. But we're not blood relatives. That should mean Steve, the husband of your daughter, can't attend the dinner either? But I saw him at the dinner last night. He is an exception. They have children now, so I consider him a family member. You haven't carried out your responsibility as a family member yet. You don't have a child. I'm sorry, but I can't accept you as a family member yet. Will you accept me as a family member once I have a child? That's not the only condition. Steve also makes a decent income. Most of all, his education and career bear comparison with those of our families. But your background is a little different, you see. Because I didn't go to college? To put it simply, yes. There are more reasons. Like the fact that you were raised by a single mother and you're not well educated. Even the restaurants I choose are too high-end for you. You should never come to dinners again. You don't know table manners. I've learned table manners since I became an adult. I will have no problem. Oh, please. You think you're one of us now just because you've learned some table manners? This is why I don't get along with uneducated people. You may have no problem, but I do. Did I misbehave at the dinner? I wouldn't know. I didn't pay so much attention to you. Anyway, don't ruin our precious family time. David has told you not to do that. Not to leave me out of the family. You apologized to me before. I only apologized out of regard for my son. Are you going to tell on me again? That kind of behavior shows your lack of dignity. I've never told on you. David just noticed. Oh, did he? I hope I won't get an angry call from him blaming me. Listen, Susan. I'm telling you this for your own sake. For my sake? You know, you should know your place. I don't invite you to a dinner because you would feel miserable being somewhere you don't belong. I never felt miserable. Everyone has been kind to me, including David, Catherine, and Steve. I always look forward to seeing everyone. They're way too kind. Don't take advantage of their kindness. I wanted my son to have a well-bred, educated wife. It upsets me that in reality, someone like you is at dinner with us instead. I'm sorry. I'll do my best to gain your approval. That will never happen. If you understood me, don't ever come to the dinner again. I understand. Make up some reason not to come to the dinner when David invites you next time. He won't treat you as well as he does now when you get old. He will dump you when you get old. You will die lonely and miserable. Susan, did you receive the package of cheese I sent you? Yes, I've just received it. Thank you for such an excellent selection of cheese. I hope you know. I know. Everything you sent to our house is for David. Exactly. Those aren't gifts for you. It's good to know you've learned to behave with a little modesty. It's written on the delivery slip for David. I wouldn't eat them without permission. I guess reading is the only thing you can do. You never remember what I say. I'm sorry. Speaking of which, we are going on a family trip for New Year's. We're staying in the luxury hotel for 3 nights. Yes, David told me. I was glad to know I'm allowed to join the trip. Thank you for your permission. What? You're going to babysit Catherine's children. Excuse me? The place we're going to stay is a luxury non-child-friendly hotel. Make sure to take good care of them. Am I staying home? Obviously. Who do you think is going to pay for the trip? I know David wants to take you with him. But I won't allow him this time. Don't even try to come with us. I don't want to see your stupid face at the start of a new year. I understand. Good. We never had this conversation, got it? You tell on me, and you will put our family's relationship in jeopardy. David will inherit my property someday. Your behavior can change my mind about it. Yes, I will keep that in mind. If my husband were still alive, he wouldn't approve of you either. You should thank me for allowing you to marry my son. Yes. People who grew up in single-parent families are so impudent. It's disgusting. Our family comes from a long line of wealthy landowners. We've always married someone from a good family. David was supposed to marry the daughter of the doctor who lives in Texas. Then you came out of nowhere. But we love each other. We're happy to have each other. Ugh, how cheesy. Don't talk to me like we're equals just because you married a rich man. With all due respect, he's just an ordinary businessman. He comes from a wealthy family. That's the reason you married him in the first place. Why are you bringing this up now? I don't care if he's wealthy or comes from a good family. Yeah, right. Just don't come on the trip with us. That's all I care about. You can't go on a trip when you have children to babysit. Think over what I told you. Know your place and stay humble like the peasant that you are. It's such great weather today, Susan. It really is. Isn't it such a perfect day to go on a trip? It sure is. Oh, right, you're staying home. Well, you shouldn't complain. Babysitting is the only thing you can do to make yourself useful. We'll enjoy our family trip. What a coincidence. I'm on a trip with my family too. Huh? You're on a trip? With your family? Are you traveling with your mother? Did you take Catherine's children with you? My mother is here, along with David, Catherine, and Steve. We've been having a great time at the hotel since yesterday. David and Catherine are there? You're kidding, right? You're bluffing. You want to go on a trip so badly that you would lie to me? We're actually here. I'm sorry, Diane. What? I've known for a week now that nobody was going on a trip with you. Nobody will come to the airport to meet you. I feel bad. That can't be true. There's no way Catherine stood me up. She says she would never go on a trip leaving her children behind. I planned this whole trip for her. I was going to help her refresh herself. Even so, she didn't want to make me babysit her children. Catherine is really warm-hearted, isn't she? David agrees with her. He said he's always been against leaving me out of the family. But they were excited for the trip. I know, they tricked you into believing so. Are they really not coming? No, we're too far away from the airport. Enjoy your trip alone. It really is a great day to go on a trip. Shut it! Where is everyone? I can't tell you that. Are you actually telling me to spend New Year's holiday alone? I booked an expensive hotel. Don't mess with me. Are you trying to embarrass me? We came to an agreement that we don't care about you or what will happen to you. Susan! Did you agree on that too? Yes. You're my daughter-in-law. You're supposed to listen to everything I say. Think about the way you've treated me. How can you think I would listen to what you say? I've been strict with you because David will be the head of the family someday. You need to behave properly as a wife of the head of the family. Otherwise, you will bring disgrace on your family. I play the bad guy for you. I'm sure. I only took your treatment as harassment. That wasn't my intention. Hey, I haven't been able to reach David or Catherine. Oh, they said they blocked you. Susan, please. Tell them to answer my call. I don't want to. I have to go. We should enjoy our trip. Hold on! Susan! You won't get away with this! You'll regret this when you come back from a trip. Susan, there's something I'd like to tell you. I have nothing to say. I already told you yesterday. I'm done with you. I'd like to apologize for everything I've done. I don't need your apology. I'm going out of my way to apologize to you. Even now, you've always disrespected me. You've always criticized me for being raised in a fatherless family, for not going to college. I want nothing to do with someone like you. That was my fault. But I used to dream of a perfect daughter-in-law. I couldn't help but compare. I've always been excluded from the family since David and I got married. I've been told that I'm not one of the family, that I don't belong in the family because of where I come from. Those are the things you've been telling me, aren't they? Yes, but I will accept you from now on. David and Catherine gave me a lecture about my behavior. I regret what I've done. You can regret as much as you want, but it won't change my feelings. I'm making a compromise here. How impudent are you? What more do you want to blame me for? Your behavior like that? I didn't ask for a compromise. You're only apologizing to me because David and Catherine wouldn't talk to you otherwise. No. I feel that my criticism might have crossed the line. Then don't ever judge people based on their educational background or their upbringing. That's all I ask for. I will cut ties with you. Susan, I will accept you as a daughter-in-law. I sincerely apologize for my behavior. So, would you forgive and forget? Let's behave like adults. Conflicts happen between mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws. No need to be so stubborn. You're not in a position to decide. This isn't just discord between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. I've tried my best to win your approval. Now I realized it was unnecessary. I'm saying I recognize your effort now. Why aren't you happy about it? Catherine told me you were planning behind our backs to make David remarry someone else. You've already found a woman to make his new wife. I don't believe a single word coming from someone who plots something like that. I'd be all alone if David and Catherine break off relations with me. There would be no one to take care of the house. Why don't you pass it to one of your relatives? Why would I give away my property to someone in a branch family? I've worked so hard to protect my property. David and Catherine value something else over family property. They left you because of your obsession with money and status. I have nothing more to say to you. David and I will have a happy, peaceful life together. I'm really sorry, Susan. I apologize for everything. So please don't break off our relations. Please convince David to change his mind. No, I made up my mind, and so did David. We decided to lead a happy life surrounded with kind people that we love. Diane, who will die alone and miserable, me or you? After David and Catherine severed their relations with Diane, she shut herself in a large, lonely house. David and Catherine have always felt repulsion towards Diane's obsession with money and status. Diane had been opposed to Catherine's marrying anybody until she married Steve. Catherine was allowed to marry Steve only because he had a career Diane approved of. Catherine said, laughing, that she would have been single still if she had not met Steve. Diane was devastated by the fact that her own son and daughter left her. A neighbor who ran into Diane said she looked depressed and aged. Nonetheless, David and Catherine said it was good medicine for her. They seemed to have no intention of reconnecting with her again. Diane has always looked down on everyone and had no friends. That was probably why she was so attached to her family. But now her family gave up on her. She must be having a sad, lonely life alone. I was very happy to go on a trip with my family in the beginning of a new year. I am happy and grateful to be surrounded with a lot of warm-hearted people. To have a supportive husband and a sister-in-law who always cares about me. I will never forget their kindness and will continue to repay them by giving them all the support.